Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I thought I'd do something a little bit different since this is a question and answer video, and I know it has been definitely long enough since I've done one of these, but I don't have all that many questions to cover today, so I thought what I would do is give you guys a quick tour of my website, which I have updated a little bit. So let's get right into that. And then I will answer your questions right after that. And of course, there will be timestamps in the video as well for those who just want to skip. So, I have buttons for all of the different useful things on my website. So, DCS World, Cold Waters, I know I don't make very many of those videos. Of course, link to my YouTube channel and to my Discord server, as well as a Flight Sim Resources button. So we'll go ahead and have a look at that. This has not changed at all. It just has DCS World on here, of course, as well as flight gear. And then there's four, head tracking solutions. I personally use View Tracker. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to show there, so we'll go back over to the DCS World tab. So, this is just a link to the DCS World eShop. This, on the other hand, is the mods page right here. You can also access that up here from the DCS World menu. So, this has changed a little bit. You can see here that the A29B Super Tucano is at the top now. And I have gone through, updated the photos a bit, as well as removing some old and outdated mods and moving some of the older ones down to the bottom. So things like the MQ9, the CH53, and the AH6J. So other than that, I also have removed the MB339 mod because apparently it is now broken. And I am working slowly on having separate pages for each mod type. So if we go to maritime mods here, for example, we have this page, and I have three other pages that I'm working on here right now: US Navy ships and submarines, Soviet and Russian, and then Chinese, of course, and then other ones as well. And you can just go to those sections, and all of the relevant mods will be in that section, so it makes things hopefully a little bit easier to find. I also have a nice handy Back to Maritime Mods button at the bottom of each of these pages. That's about all I have to show for that. I also have a new page dedicated to AI-only aircraft mods. So here we have the CLP UH-60, the E-7A Wedgetail, the P-8 Poseidon, and the AH-1G, as well as the F-8 Crusader mod, and this is going to come back in one of the questions later on in the video. So, I also have a page for the lower fidelity, or, well, I say lower fidelity, some of the free mods that are out there, and I just didn't feel like they were worth putting on the main free mods page. So things like the F-15 SMTD, the CH-47 Chinook, the YF-12, and all of the other aircraft that use Flaming Cliffs 3 cockpits, as well as the A6C Intruder and such like. So yeah, and then of course the military aircraft mod. So, about all I have to show there. I also have a new static objects page, and this one is a little bit work in progress, but there's a A7 Corsair 2 static object, and the Hawaiian Islands mod, as well as a Seahawk static object, and more will be added in the future. Of course, we have high fidelity aircraft mods, and this is also a work in progress, as you can clearly see. Back to mods. However, I also have a section on helicopter mods, so we have that here, and it is also a work in progress. We also have ground vehicle and ship mods, which is the old ship mods page, and you can find just about everything here. If it's not in one of the newer pages, it's probably going to be on here. So that's that. And now we will go back to home. Don't really have a whole lot to show in the news section. Most of this is old and needs to be updated. I'm still working on this, obviously. I also have the Cold Waters page. I'll skim through this really quickly. Just have a quick little mod that I made for Cold Waters. A rather overpowered submarine. Anyway, and then a couple of videos that I've done. And that's about it. So now I will get into the questions. So the first question is from Anakin062. Have you made any kind of mod for DCS? Well, I haven't made any mod entirely on my own. However, I have helped with the F8 Crusader mod, getting the weapons hardpoint positions accurately placed and getting it ready for public release. So I have also done a little bit of LUA file editing on other mods here and there to my liking, because and this is going to play into another video that I'm going to do shortly about lower fidelity or lower quality, hate to say it, but mods like, for example, the some of the VSN mods that use the Flaming Cliffs 3 cockpits. So it's a little bit unrealistic for aircraft like the Mirage or whatever to have the F-15 cockpit. So or to have things like the AMRAAM missile. So I've gone through and removed some of that stuff just for my own personal enjoyment and to get some practice with it. Anyway, the next question is from Yahtzee. What got you into DCS? To be honest, I don't remember. All I remember for sure is that I used to play a more of a light flight simulator called Strike Fighters 2, and at some point I found out about DCS World, and later on I got the hardware that I needed to actually run DCS, and well, the rest is pretty much history. So the next question, also from Anakin062, the first DCS mod that you installed. That's really simple. The MB339 was actually the first DCS mod that I installed, and it's really kind of a shame that it is no longer available. That was a Class A mod, high fidelity, fully standalone, could do just about everything, including dogfight, as long as you were willing to do it guns only. So, kind of a shame that that aircraft is no longer available, but there is a official module coming of the MB339A. So anyway, yeah, that was the first DCS mod that I installed. The next question, again, Anakin062, what is the most difficult thing that you learned to do in DCS? Aerial refueling. Just plain and simple aerial refueling. There is, well, I can't find words to describe how hard that is. I would rather try to land on an aircraft carrier at night than try to refuel from a tanker in midair. That is just an utter nightmare. The next question is from State Farm Jake. Thoughts on the Viper getting buffed? Well, honestly, when the Tomcat puts its flaps down and completely outperforms the Viper, I'm not totally sure that that's all that realistic. The F-16 was always renowned for its agility and its ability to pull really, really tight turns, and it was something to be very concerned about in any other aircraft. So their Eagle Dynamics is trying to reproduce the F-16 as realistically as possible, and that is what DCS World is all about, so that's a good thing. So the next question is from Anakin062. Thoughts on the Mirage F1? Well, it looks really interesting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to pick it up. It's not looking like, at least not immediately. But, you know, I'm on a budget, and that is what it is. But I think it's going to be a very unique addition to DCS World, not like the Mirage 2000, even though it is a Mirage. The Mirage F1 is a totally different can of worms. It has a swept wing instead of a delta wing, and it is a aircraft that is pretty dangerous in a dogfight, and also a pretty competent strike aircraft as well. So apparently the Iraqis actually bought some Mirage F1s, and those were about the only aircraft they had in inventory that could cause the F-14 Tomcats in the Iranian Air Force significant problems during the Iran-Iraq War. So make of that what you will. I think it would be interesting to dogfight a Mirage F1 in the Tomcat and see how that goes. So that pretty much covers all of the questions that I have. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.